Quinn, Cecil Lammey, Denver Sports. First, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second, I'm going to piggyback off of Mesa's question because a couple of us remember you at the Senior Bowl. You're practicing with a broken thumb, you know, Wisconsin Whitewater, Division III against the nation's best seniors. Getting to this point, who were some of your biggest supporters to get you to where you are today?
Yeah, first and foremost is definitely my wife. She's always supported this entire dream. I would say at times she believed in me more than I believed in myself. And so I really appreciate, like, there was also a point during COVID where I asked her if I could bring a little weight set into her apartment when I moved in with her. And so I had a barbell and some 45-pound plates, and I was doing some lifts in her apartment. So she has been, you know, supportive the entire time and, you know, telling me to chase this dream that I wasn't sure if it was possible or not. You know, my dad was extremely helpful too. I didn't have a ton of money. I wasn't really working. And so my dad was helping me with that. Every couple weeks we would meet at a Best Buy, and he would drop off like 70 pounds of ground beef and a freezer that he bought. And so then he was just like, hey, let me know when you run out, because that's all I was eating was rice and ground beef for every single meal. So those are some of the two main people. And then obviously my agent, he believed in me. I first got in contact with him after my 2019 season, and he wanted to. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I think you're a really good player, but just, you know, there's a lot more work to do. And so those are the three main people that have had my back.
Oh, that's right. That is correct. We are back in action. Well, back in action to talk about this Broncos game. It is Denver Sports Postgame Live. I'm your host, Cecil Lammey. The Denver Broncos get a pretty easy one against the Green Bay Packers backups. And we know, well, that was going to happen. Matt LaFleur had already said that. So I'm here for it was just backups talk. But 27-2, the final score, unusual score. Nothing but the safety there for the Green Bay side. And this conversation begins and ends with Bo Nix. Bo Nix doing what he needed to do. 8 of 9 for 80 yards and a touchdown. No INTs, no sacks taken. I mean, it's here. It's Bo Nix time. And I really can't accept anything that's not like Bo Nix should be the starter. There's no reason. There's no excuse. Like, there's no way someone can watch what Bo Nix has done compared to Jarrett Stidham and say, like, well, Stidham should begin the season. No, we're past that. I hope Coach Payton comes out and just says that he's the starter. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, just based on Coach Payton saying the band's still playing. There's a couple songs left, and telling Kay Adams maybe there's like a week or two left in this thing. There's not. It's Bo Nix. He's the guy, and he should be the starter week 1 against Seattle. Again, I'm not really going to lose my mind if he's not, but you're just wasting time. Our most valuable asset is time, and you're just wasting time if you don't have Bo Nix as your starter. So what do you want to do, Broncos? What do you want to do, Coach Payton? You want to just continue this charade, whatever you want to say, about like, oh, we're having a quarterback competition. It's over. Vince Carter, right? It's over for this QB competition. It should be Bo Nix. He looks comfortable. He can run the system. He's not getting sacked. He's making plays. He's coming back from mistakes. Yes, he ran past the line of scrimmage on the touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown to Javonte in terms of the throw, but he kept the play alive. Probably just should have ran for the first, but we saw a wide open guy. Didn't think he was near the line. He was quite a ways over, but still, like, okay, you know how many times Bo Nix is going to do that again? That many times. 0. I've seen it. I've seen it too much with this guy where he makes one mistake and then he never makes that mistake again. It won't mean it won't happen. Don't at me, bro. But like, this is a guy that doesn't make the same mistake twice. This is a player that's very confident and comfortable in the system. The dirty word is fit. The fit is there for Bo Nix. It's completely obvious. And again, there's no other conversation other than Bo Nix is your starter and let's flip and go Broncos. Are you Bo leavers yet? Yep. That's exactly what everyone should be. Had a lot of people reaching out to me saying they got their Bo Nix jersey. Good job, man. Good job. I like that. I was an early adopter. Got mine early. I should wear mine in the post-game show. But either way, like, it's going to be Bo Nix. We found our quarterback. Exactly. He's the one, says the blind swordsman DS. He is the one. And it's going to be fun to watch him go through his ups and downs. It's going to be fun to watch him through his growing pains. But he should start against Seattle. And I understand there's people like, well, you just ease him in. And once you go to Bo Nix, you can't go to Jarrett Stidham. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that. So you're telling me Bo Nix gets 17 games? Yes. It's exactly what I wanted. Why would you want anything differently? Because once you go to Bo Nix, it's correct. You can't go to Jarrett Stidham. But why would you want to go to Jarrett Stidham? How is Bo Nix, even through rookie struggles, going to be a worse option than Jarrett Stidham, who's okay? And I guess better than Zach Wilson. Like, it's just folly to talk about pretty much anybody else. Is Zach Wilson looking a little better? Sure. Does his coaching staff like him better than Robert Saleh and the Jets? Yeah, Coach Saleh never wanted him. It was a Woody Johnson call. Like, I don't know. I'm not like mad at talking about Zach Wilson. I just think, again, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time if we're not talking about Bo Nix. It's a waste of time if you give Jarrett Stidham any more first-team reps. Again, I should just grab the meme of Vince Carter. Over. It's over, right? Like, that's what it is. You don't want any of these other guys to get any sort of reps because it doesn't matter. Like, that's not what's best for this team. What's best for this team is to have Bo Nix as the starter. Period, point blank. And that's what you'll get. I'm looking up the Vince Carter GIF, whatever, because it is over. Like, this whole thing about the quarterback competition, it's just over. Like, that's all we need. Now I got to save this. I'm going to have this up on the screen pretty soon. I love GIFs. If you can't tell, GIFs, whatever. I don't care. And I love Bo Nix. I love that they got their quarterback. I love that they found the guy that can be their starter, be effective for Sean Payton, for the Denver Broncos. Yeah, they got their guy. And their guy is the one and only Bo Nix, number 10 on the field, number 1 in your hearts, and let's go. It's all about him. It's all about growing. And here you go. Hopefully this, yeah, there you go. Over. It's over. Don't want any of it. This is Bo Nix's team. There's no talk about Jarrett Stidham. There's no bringing up Zach Wilson. He's a lottery ticket, people. I don't know about you, but I don't plan on getting rich from playing scratch tickets. I don't plan on Zach Wilson leading this team to the playoffs the way that Bo Nix can, likely next year. I don't want to get too excited, even though I have him at 9 wins this year. It was funny. My buddy Mike Kliss on the broadcast was like, "I win 11 games or 6 games." Like, okay, Mike, it's somewhere in that range. It's damn sure over 5.5. So I don't want to hear any talk about Jarrett Stidham. There will be practice this week. I will be out there. It will be like mandatory minicamp, basically. I won't be able to say anything of what I've seen outside of some Lassie barks and if Coach talks about it at his press conference. Because once training camp is over, there's still a week of practice that are full practices open. So I'll be able to see that as they prepare for their preseason finale against the Cardinals. Won't be able to say anything. But let's say Jarrett Stidham does get some first team work, which he should never, ever again get first team snaps for the Broncos. That's something Coach is likely to talk about after practice. So it's something we are likely to be able to talk about. But I don't want to talk about it. Because as Jody says here in the chat room, Nix is the real deal, y'all. I threw in the y'all thing. Yeah, and I agree with David here. Who cares if it was backups? They got the jobs done as ones against twos just like they should. Yeah. This whole argument, Nick's only got it done against the twos. Okay. Yeah. He had to play these people and he got it done. He's going to have to play ones. And you know what he's going to have to do then? He's going to have to learn. He's going to have to grow. He's going to have to develop. There is people are so timid, right? What are you scared for? What are you nervous about? Because people are very timid about Bo Nix. Like, like ease him in. And then Jarrett Stidham. No, don't need it. He's ready now. He's ready now. And it's like when your friends say we'll have kids when we're ready, you're never ready. You just have them when you have them. I got a buddy of mine, shout out Chad, who had his kids in his 40s. And he's like, I should have done like you. And I was like, what? Have kids when you're a teenager, basically? Like, you have them when you have them, right? When you're ready. Bo Nix is ready. There's no need to ease him in. The other argument I hear is Seattle's a tough place to play. Okay, it's the NFL. Isn't every place a tough place to play unless they're facing the Chargers in LA? Because there's no Chargers fans and there'll be more Broncos fans at that game. So seriously, and I understand this is no disrespect to Seattle. You guys are still thumbing your nose at Russell Wilson deal, like whatever. Drink less coffee and calm down, Seattle fans. You'll be fine. Everyone making fun of Russ because he's terrible with the Steelers. Like, whatever. We don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about Bo Nix because he's the guy. He's the guy with the smarts. He's the guy with the system, the supercomputer that is down. And when you see him make those decisions, even when he takes off to run, in watching coaches tape of the preseason games, which we're lucky to get that, but let's say during practice, if I see Bo Nix run, not in 7-on-7, running in 7-on-7 is, even though Sean Payton said he didn't mind it, I have a feeling he'd say something different behind closed door. That's just a guess. But when Bo Nix runs in team drills or when Bo Nix runs in a preseason game, I go, oh, everybody's covered. Because you're going to know Nix has done that math. He's not running because he reads half the field, wets the bed, and then tries to make a play. A lot of rookie quarterbacks are like that. Hell, a lot of veteran quarterbacks are like that. They read half the field, they wet the bed, they try to make a play. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But the rushing that Bo Nix does, the added little cherry on top, because it makes it truly 11-on-11 football. So for people who are like, Seattle's a tough place to play. Yes, I will genuflect to the 12th man that they ripped off from Texas A&M. I will genuflect to that group and say, Seattle is a tough place to play. But I expect Bo Nix to play in the playoffs and perhaps one day in the Super Bowl. With all due respect to Seattle, I think there's a hell of a lot more pressure in a Super Bowl and a playoff game to get to further your advancement in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. There's much more pressure there than your first game as a rookie against Seattle. Again, all due respect to Seattle, but let's stop talking and pretending like this is just some mission impossible. And how could Bo Nix ever play? Just throw out Jarrett Stidham as the sacrificial lamb. Forget that. And I wish I could say something else that wasn't forget that. But forget that. You know what I mean? Why are we afraid? As Broncos fans, for you guys, again, I'm not a Broncos fan, but like, why are people afraid of putting Bo Nix in the fire? That's how you learn. He's going to get a full season of learning because he's clearly ahead of Jarrett Stidham. He's clearly ready to be the starter. And he's going to get a full season of learning that supercomputer is like AI. He's going to take in everything. He's going to learn. He's going to grow. He's going to get better. I don't want to say unstoppable. Again, I'm an excitable person. I'm emotional and opinionated. All right. It's a pretty good combination at times. Sometimes my blessing can be a curse. But I'm here to curse out the people that didn't believe in Bo Nix, talked about him being a third-round pick, and talking about how the Broncos reached for him. All that is garbage nonsense. It was never true. We're seeing it now. He's clearly ready. Don't give me the stuff about the twos. He faced who he was supposed to face, and he worked him. He faced who was up against him, and he absolutely got the job done. Will he need to get the job done against ones? Yes. Will he face pressures and see things? Because the preseason is still, as I often say, Jack Del Rio's favorite time. It's nothing but vanilla. But he can make plays and learn and grow and develop in the regular season, which I see as nothing but a good thing. for this Broncos team because Nix is the real deal. Mike in the chat room says, I think it's safe to say we have a franchise quarterback of the future. You damn right. You damn right, Mike. And I couldn't be happier for you guys, for you Broncos fans, long-suffering Broncos fans. And to have the quarterback, and it doesn't mean you give him a gold jacket. Like, here's the sad thing about hope or being excited, or dare I say faith. You'll always get the aloha, and I wish I could say what I wanted to say there. You always get the person that their name starts with an A and ends with an E. You'll get the aloha who always points out, well, it was just gets the twos. I know that. Everyone knows that. Or you get the like, well, let's slow down and don't put him in the Hall. Nobody's putting him in the Hall of Fame. We're flipping excited that the Broncos got a real quarterback. That's what everyone's excited about. Can we have everyone be excited, or do we just want to be miserable until he hoists the Lombardi trophy? No. Don't get your emotions up. Don't actually feel until he's hoisting the Lombardi trophy and saying, this one's for Payton. I don't know what he'll say. This one's for Greg and Kerry, the Walton Penner group. I don't know. I don't know what Bo would say with the trophy, but like, we don't have to wait until then. We can be excited right now. You can be super excited about Bo Nix right now. And if someone tells you differently, they're full of crap. Yes, it doesn't mean he's not even played a game. He hasn't played it down. Thank you, Captain Obvious. But this kid's got the skill. He's got the brains. He's got the fit with his coach, and it looks really good out there. And we can be excited about that. I retweeted a video that JT O'Sullivan, my man, quarterback school, did where he didn't go overboard in flowering Bo Nix with compliments. And somebody responded like, wow, he didn't hardly say anything good. I understand there were footwork issues in the last game against the Colts. I also think there were nerves out there. You didn't see the same footwork issues. I saw a little bit to clean up, but you didn't see that in this game. Again, Bo Nix makes mistakes. He's not perfect, everybody. And then he learns from them and he doesn't duplicate those mistakes. Are there still things to clean up? Yes, of course. I can't believe we have to categorize this stuff or couch these statements because everyone should already know. We're not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but we're damn excited because the kid looks damn good. And I think it's fun. It's fun watching Bo Nix. It's fun watching the Broncos again. When's the last time watching the Broncos was fun? Seriously. Like, seriously, legitimately fun, not, biting your fingernails off. I hope we don't get embarrassed, like that type of stuff. When's the last time the Broncos were like that? Seriously. Now they're like that with Bo because of Bo. Yes, Sean Payton. Yes, the other players, but it's Bo Nix. That's what's the driving force here. And that's why he should be the starter. I wish today, and we are 3 weeks away from the Broncos opener against Seattle. These next 3 weeks are going to kind of suck because Bo won't play against the Cardinals. He shouldn't. Let Zach Wilson play the whole game. Who cares? Let Jarrett Stidham play a couple series. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's the Cardinals game. Back in that closet, besides a ton of comic books everywhere. I also have a ton of video cassettes of NFL games, every game from 92 until now, every preseason game from 2000 to now. Sick brag, bro. The reason I bring that up is because I don't have any week 4 preseason games. Now it's week 3. It doesn't matter. Like this, there'll be a couple spots, whatever. I'm a super nerd, so I'll be interested in what Tyler Beatty does or Blake Watson or whoever. But it's like, third game doesn't matter. Bo won't play. 3 weeks. You've got 3 weeks until you see Bo Nix as a starter against Seattle, which is what he damn well better be. There better not be anything else going on about, we still got to see. You've already seen, it's Bo. Now go. As I sound like Johnny Cochran, like, it's Bo. Go. Come on. Don't waste time. Let the kid go, man. And as he learns and grows, you're going to have mistakes. You're going to have bad play. You're going to have some bad footwork. And again, I'm really disgusted by certain aspects of the media because now it's all propaganda and teams love it, by the way, where they just want propaganda. And No, we're going to seek the truth and speak the truth. We're going to say the things that he needs to work on while also being excited. You can do both. Just because you say things he needs to work on doesn't make you negative Nelly, but you have to be fair and honest with what he does. I'm excited about Bo Nix, and I'm not afraid to hide it. I bought a jersey of Bo Nix. I believe it was after rookie minicamp. Went to one day of rookie minicamp, saw Bo out there looking like Oregon Bo. Went to the Broncos team store. The guy said, "Do you work with BK?" Because he saw my badge, my key to the building. Am I supposed to brag about that? My key to the Broncos headquarters? And I was like, well, no. I mean, I know BK. He is very special, but he works for KOA and I work for the Fan. So thank you for that. So, I mean, and this isn't I'm right now. We also got to stop with this Marco Polo stuff. Like, I saw it before. Bo Nix was not good at the Senior Bowl. Sorry. And I blame the practice format. Again, I want to talk to Jim Nagy and say, like, you guys need a better practice format, because Bo didn't look good until Wednesday or Thursday. He had to get a couple days in until he started to look better. But he had problems under center, didn't look as sharp. And look at him now. Look at how he's grown and developed. Look how he grew and developed that week. Because, again, by the end of the week, he was better. And I was excited about Bo going in. Disappointed the first day I saw him. Disappointed the second day I saw him. Third day I saw him, he was better. So he continuously got better. Rookie minicamp, he was out there looking like Oregon Bo. He was dealing. Then OTAs, you saw some struggles. Then mandatory minicamp, you saw some struggles. Then training camp. Jarrett Stidham was better than Bo to begin training camp. He was steadier. We talked about it on Orange Blue today the entire time. Like, Jarrett Stidham was steadier 3 weeks ago. And look at how Bo has accelerated. He's been separating himself at least for 10 days, 14 days, whatever the number is. It didn't take him long to overtake Jarrett Stidham as the best starting option for the Broncos, and now it's 100% clear. There shouldn't be any other conversation about it, and Jarrett Stidham should not get any more first-team reps. This is Bo Nix's team. It's the Bo show, and everyone should be excited. Not that he won't have some stumbles or whatever. Like, again, buckle up. Saddle up, partner. Like, buckle up, because it's time to take the ride with Bo. It's going to have some ups and downs, and it's going to have some, crests and valleys, peaks and valleys, whatever. Like, but that's the fun of it. You get to see the maturation and development of Bo Nix as your starting quarterback, as a potential franchise quarterback. I think it's fantastic. My brother, Biggie, oh man, love you much. He said Broncos got it right with Nix. That's the thing. The Broncos got it right with Bo Nix. And, human person said, I bet the over on the 5.5. Yeah, the 5.5 wins is pretty ridiculous. The guys in Vegas, they know what they're doing, but 5.5 wins? Seriously? Nix for offense rookie of the year. Caleb Williams is going to be a problem. Jaden Daniels will be a problem if he can stay healthy. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he ran a play in the Commanders preseason game, and he got tackled because he stayed in bounds. He lowered his shoulder, got tackled. He gets up. Dan Quinn is kind of cussing at him because I'm sure they have a mandate of slide, Bobo slide, slide Jaden Daniels. I'm pretty sure that's the case, the way Dan Quinn looked at him. So Jaden will be up for offensive rookie of the year. Caleb will be a problem. I don't care about his pink purse or his, fingernails or whatever. I don't care. He can sling it. Matt Waldman's always compared him to Aaron Rodgers, because I know he did that play to Roma Dunze where he's throwing on the run, and people are like, that's like Pat Mahomes. Nobody's like Pat Mahomes. The only player that was like Pat Mahomes was John Elway. That's it. So we don't need to say anybody's like Pat Mahomes. Not Caleb Williams, not anybody. Now, Caleb could be like Aaron Rodgers, and maybe in a different way from Rodgers, although they may have some similarities that some may not be able to pick up on. But either way, it's time to be excited about Bo. There's nothing wrong at all. Ken says, what's up, man? You going to be at All C's? Yeah. Collector Showcase Labor Day weekend, I believe. So check that out. And then he said he did say last week we'll wait until this week. Yeah, Clyde, he kind of couched it where I think the decision should be made, and then we don't have the next week, right? I think that's the way it should go. Bo is king, says Dave. Yeah. And Wes brings up something like, it's nice the holding penalty on first down doesn't kill the drive. You're right, exactly. You're seeing the maturation like right now, and it's August. It's the middle of August. So yeah, I mean, things that used to hang up this team no longer bother them as such. There'll still be holding penalties. There'll still be drives that are, drive killing penalties, whatever. But this offense can take some of those bad plays and then still move the ball, still drive the ball downfield. It's a Sean Payton system. Now, some of y'all may not like Sean Payton because of spies. What is it? Bounty Gate. I was trying to figure out which gate it was. Every team did it. The Saints just got caught. So if you're mad at Sean Payton because of Bounty Gate, I want you to be mad at every single coach in the NFL because they all did it. Probably some of them still do. So again, seek the truth and speak the truth. I'm excited about Bo Nix because I'm excited about Sean Payton. And I know Sean Payton's system works. And if you have a guy that can run the system, oh my God, look how it looks now. And again, I don't want to talk about Russell Wilson looking like crap with the Steelers. And it's not because I'm a Steelers fan, because I'm not really a fan anymore, because you can't be when you do this job. It's one of the things I honestly do miss being a fan, because you can be nuts when you're a fan. We're like, we're going to the Super Bowl, even though you're totally not going to the Super Bowl. So I don't get to experience that, maybe a little bit with college football, but I also don't watch college football for the pomp and the circumstance. I watch college football to say who's going to play in the NFL. That's all I really care about. So like, we don't need to talk about Jarrett Stidham. We don't need to talk about Zach Wilson. Don't need to talk about Russell Wilson. Everything needs to be about Bo and what he needs to do. Todd saying Bo looked good. Bo looked good. Bo looked comfortable. I think that's the most important thing with Bo Nix is, in addition to him looking amazing, and I have to say it like that because of Archer. Is phrasing still a thing? Sean Payton doesn't think so. Anyway, like, he's comfortable, everybody. That's the most important thing. And this is my 20th year of covering the Broncos professionally. I have never seen a rookie Broncos quarterback look this comfortable this soon. Jay Cutler was around for that, and Drew Locke, and everybody that's come through, Timmy, Paxton, all of them. I've seen all the rookie quarterbacks. No one's ever looked like Bo. And again, doesn't mean he'll be the greatest quarterback ever. But he's looking like a franchise quarterback, and he's looking like a, top 15, top 12 type of quarterback. That's way better than anything the Broncos have had since forever. Since Peyton Manning. We all know that. But David brings this up as well. He makes the running game better. Bo Nix makes everything better. Like, look at that. The run fakes, the fakes that he does when he gives up the ball in a run pass option, and he'll still execute the play. He'll still go through with the fake on a play action. It's something that, like, Brett Favre would always do very well, is he would make everything Peyton Manning. And I remember, who did I talk? Was it Ozzie Newsome? There was somebody I talked to in the scouting world years ago, and it was for that Tennessee Chattanooga quarterback. Anyway, a lot of pro coaches, when Manning was in the league, and a lot of college coaches would have their quarterbacks show the tape of the old, we all remember the old stretch play to Edgerrin James mostly, but we remember the old stretch play and how Manning would pull it back and he'd make everything look the same, whether it was a handoff on the stretch play or whether he would pull it back. He would do the same motion every time. So college players were studying tape of Peyton Manning. because of the way he would execute it and make everything look the same. With Bo Nix, and I'm not saying he's Peyton Manning, again, people, please. But you see an element to his game where he's not just going to hand off the ball and stop. He's going to hand off the ball, whether RPO or regular play action, and then he's going to execute the play fake so that when he keeps the ball, the defender has already taken false steps. The game is, people say it's a game of inches. I like to say it's a game of angles because there's a geometry in football that Bo Nix clearly understands. And the geometry is, as a runner, you need to create your own space. As a receiver, you need to create your own space. As a pass rusher, you need to work within tight space. You know, as an offensive lineman, you need to understand how to take away space. Again, angles. Football's a game of angles. Bo Nix understands that. And it's why he will do those fakes, execute them, make them look the same as if it's not a fake. And then it is a fake, and I know that you know that I know that you know that you look pretty cute in them jeans. Like, it's damn cool because you're seeing advanced level thinking from a rookie. You're seeing advanced level study from a guy that hasn't played a regular season snap, and I dig that. I really appreciate that because what Bo Nix is today is what you were expecting him to be in like a year. He's already ahead of where he needs to be. Again, maybe his ceiling is lower. Caleb Williams' ceiling is through the roof. Jaden Daniels is my number one quarterback. Jaden Daniels, absolutely through the roof. Like, way higher than even Lamar Jackson, who some people mistakenly, in my opinion, compared him to Lamar. And Lamar's been MVP, 3 times? Whatever the number is. Like, Jaden Daniels' ceiling is through the roof. Bo Nix's ceiling may be lower, but I'll tell you what, he's going to get there faster. And he may be able to stay there, unlike Jaden, who I love. Again, the Broncos loved him too. Jaden just can't keep healthy. Caleb, we'll see about that coaching staff. He's got enough natural talent that he could just be better. I'm not saying May's a bust, but he's in a bad situation, and he has the highest bust factor. J.J. McCarthy's already hurt and out for the year. Michael Penix is in a really good situation. So, like, Penix, Nix, Caleb, and Jaden, of the 6 quarterbacks, those 4 have really good fits. Caleb with the odd fit just because of Eberflus, whatever. But, like, if Nix is the best quarterback, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this is the guy. If you had passed on Bo Nix, I don't think it's as similar as passing on Josh Allen, because Josh Allen is a top 3 quarterback in the game. And Bo Nix won't ever be top 3. He can be top 10 for sure, top 7-ish. But is Bo Nix going to be the greatest quarterback in the NFL? No, that's reserved. There's like 3 guys, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Certainly Lamar Jackson is better as a passer than some people give him credit for. But anyway, so like there's a reserved spot for that upper tier. So is Bo ever going to be that? Passing on Bo wouldn't be the same as passing on Josh Allen, but passing on Bo would have just been dumb. And they liked him. He was their 3rd guy on their board. Caleb was 1, Jaden was 2, Bo was 3. It's not, they got the 6th guy. Again, I want Nix to work out for several reasons. One, for you guys, and my family's a bunch of Broncos fans. Shout out my sister Carrie, who's probably crying over what Bo Nix did, crying tears of joy. Carrie, I kid, but still, like, I want Bo Nix to work out for you guys because it's been too long. But I also want Bo Nix to work out so everyone that had misinformation and fake news about Bo Nix and number 6 quarterback and the Broncos reached and he was a 3rd rounder and Todd McShay or whatever. And I'm not picking on Todd. Again, I'm friendly-ish with Todd. Don't see him anymore. But anyway, like, let's just tell the truth. Bo Nix is flipping good. Bo Nix is really flipping good with Sean Payton. And that's the dirty secret of the NFL. It's all about fit. And Bo Nix really, really fits. So it is Denver Sports Postgame Live. I am Cecil Lammey. And of course, I'll be out at practice this week. Won't be able to say a whole lot, but I'll be there. I appreciate everyone We're watching Orange and Blue today. I've got a couple articles to write tonight, and I got about 25 minutes left in the show. I'll go ahead and answer some of your questions in the chat room. While you're here and while I got you, make sure to hit the like button. Got 3,000 live viewers. Woo! Yes, 3,000 live. Make sure to hit that like button on YouTube. Make sure to comment as well. Certainly appreciate everyone out there for that. Mark says kickoffs are now a joke. Well, let's get to the regular season. We'll see what people do, because I think there's a lot of different things coming from practice to the regular season. You're not going to show anything in the preseason, and then they'll figure it out. But whatever. I don't really pay that much attention to special teams. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But Frank's saying Nix is playing great. Wilson is playing awful. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about Russell Wilson. He ain't here. So Bo Nix is here, and it feels so good. The search is over, like Mike says. And yeah, that's the way it goes. And Nix gives them the best chance to win. Yep. Yeah, and the Seattle game, it's tough to place. Yes, it's tough. The NFL, everywhere's tough. You're going to have to get tough, or you're going to get gone. That's what this league is, and that's what it's the good and the bad. Like, it is a league that is not for the well-adjusted. It is a league that will chew you up and spit you out. I always say it gently when I talk to Phil, but when I talk to Philip Lindsay, I've said it on the air with him. I'm like, dude, you should still be playing. But that's how this league is. They can take a guy like Philip Lindsay, who's amazing, has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and then they're just like, huh? What help did you give us? Like, yeah, they don't care about you. They really care about player safety. No, they don't. They really care about nope. It's a meat grinder. And in this meat grinder, when you see guys that do get paid, you get excited, because not everyone does. You see guys like Bo Nix that are showing that star potential. He has serious star potential. That's why you get excited. That's why you get excited. Jermaine says, it's good to be a Broncos fan. It feels different for you guys, I'm sure. Mike's saying the choice is very clear. Yeah, I believe so. And then Cody brings it up. Yeah, way more worried about the safeties play this year than Bo's play. When we look at the players that were replaced, and I'll credit Mike Evans for saying this. I won't credit Mike Evans for saying this team needs Zach Wilson, because they don't. But I will credit Mike Evans with saying this. He said that when you look at replacing Lloyd Cushenberry, well, I like Lloyd. I'm glad he got paid, speaking of guys that get paid. But, not losing sleep because they couldn't sign Lloyd Cushenberry. Russell Wilson, whatever. It's done. We already know. Nix is way better than way better fit, way better player. It's not fake. Okay. The largest problem that locker room had is it was divided because you had Mr. Fake, Unlimited, and then most of the rest of the team. Now you have a locker room that's together. Young, humble, and hungry, I believe, is what they're throwing around. So, yeah, you see that. But if you look at everyone that Josie Jewell, man, they're fine. They got Cody Barton. They're fine. It's good to see Jonas Griffith out there after he was a little bit banged up. I was really worried because Griffith, like Tim Patrick. Oh, I got to talk about Tim Patrick. I haven't even talked about Tim Patrick yet, 40 minutes in. But if you look, as Mike Evans said, look at everyone you had to replace. Okay, Lloyd Cushenberry, you feel pretty good about whoever's going to be the starter. Josie Jewell, well, you feel pretty good about Cody Barton, who's likely to be the starter. Oh my God, you got to replace how do you already replace Russell Wilson? Well, you got an upgrade with Bo Nix. Boom, you got it. When you get to Justin Simmons, you go, crap. And I'm happy that Justin's in Atlanta. Again, I've got friends on that staff, Zach Robinson mainly, Chatfield Chargers, what's up? So I have friends on that staff. I really think they're on the right track. They can win that division. Everyone's just genuflecting to Tampa. That's fine, but don't count out Atlanta. That's for sure. And even if Kirk Cousins isn't healthy, they have Michael Penix. So either way, but I'm happy Justin's in the league, but then you wonder and I don't think they would have done it. No bad blood. I always say this, but I want to reiterate it, but no bad blood between Justin Simmons and the Broncos, zero whatsoever. But I just feel there was a thought from the front office, this is me guessing, not a Lassie bark, that it was time to move on from Justin. You respect him, you love him up, you appreciate everything he did for you as a player, but I just think front office wise, it was time to move on to some younger players. Those younger players are going to be tested, as Cody mentions it here. Way more worried about safeties. I'm way more worried about defensive depth. It is not there. They've got pass rushing depth. Loved seeing Jonah Ellis and Nick Benito like race each other to the quarterback. That was fun. So there's some front seven depth that I like. Just talked about Jonas Griffith behind Cody Barton. You'll have Justin Cernat out there kicking around. He's a 4-phaser on special teams, so he should make the team, of course. In that secondary, that's some real concerns there. And it looks more and more like Riley Moss and not Damari Mathis. Jaquan McMillan is slot, so your corners you feel good about. Your safeties, you have questions because Brandon Jones isn't healthy yet. PJ Locke's been a little bit banged up, so you're hoping, so it's like Devon Key, you're hoping there. JL Skinner, you're hoping there. So there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to safety play, and that's why I think like quarterback play, they got it fixed with Nix. With safety play, there's just questions of like, I don't know what they're going to be. But we'll see. We'll see. Dar says he just took Bo in round 3 of his high stakes draft LFG. I know what that means. That one guy, Jay, says it was always Nix's job to lose, but he exceeded expectations and is a clear start and a potential franchise quarterback. I'm so excited for this ride. That guy, yeah. I think Sean Payton needed to make sure that Nix won the job in the eyes of the veterans, but we played it last week on Orange and Blue Today. The veteran comments from the locker room, like those guys, they've already bought in. They know Nix is the guy. And that's the way it should be. Brendan saying Sutton, TP, 12, and Vele. That would be a huge wide receiver room. Yeah, don't forget Josh Reynolds. He's skinny. He's not exactly the Slim Reaper, but he is skinny. But he's tall as well. And then maybe Franklin. People got to pump their brakes on the Franklin thing. And I get it. And, I've talked to my man Zach Bye about this. I don't know if he said it on the drive, but I'm sure he said something like it. Like, if you didn't know, if you just went to training camp and you watched the receivers, you would not pick Troy Franklin as a player to make the 53. But because of his draft status and because they had a second-round grade on him, I feel he makes the 53. There's some focus things they're working on with Troy Franklin. I won't give too much away, but just know that staff appreciates his game, appreciates what he can be. And, I'm not saying there's any sort of work ethic issues or anything like that. There's no such thing. But there's some focus drops, some focus in preparation that I do know that team is working on, that staff is working on. And yeah, he's getting chewed out, but it's football. I'm not promoting verbal abuse, but you got to take a chewing in this game. You can't take a chewing. This game's not for you. Sorry. And so, like Marvin Mims getting his ass chewed by Johnny Morton, and Marvin yelling back. That was a week or so ago in practice. So it's like, okay, where's Troy Franklin? Franklin's a rookie who's like 6th on the depth chart. He'll be a healthy scratch all year, and I don't really care. Next year, if Troy Franklin looks like this, then we'll talk. Right now, he's the 6th guy. He's got some speed. 50% of the time he catches it. 50% of the time he drops it. 50% of the time he makes a big play. 50% of the time he's nowhere to be found. Like, that's just Troy Franklin. Right now, he is way too inconsistent. He's a rookie. I don't care. So again, people, would Troy Franklin even make this team? Well, they really like him. I believe he'll make the team, and then we'll see. I think Marvin Mims is in the spot where Franklin is not at yet. Marvin Mims in his second year, now I expect him to run better routes. He's not. I expect him to uncover. He's not. He's super fast. And if you draw it up right and it's the right play for the right defense, Marvin Mims is going to smoke you every time. He's electric. He's super fast. But Marvin Mims still doesn't know how to run routes. He still leans. That's why if I go back to practice, and everyone watches practice differently, so I don't, the people that actually watch practice, I do take issue in the media tent where guys are talking about politics, which is awful, by the way. You want to ruin anything? Bring up politics in a work situation. I'm there to watch football. I'm there to take notes, mental notes. I'm watching technique, these things. So I don't front, I guess. I don't really care how someone takes notes as long as they're watching practice and not being like the nerds that were talking politics and their echo chamber, which was disgusting. I had to leave that day, by the way. Mace asked me, like, where'd you go? And I was like, they're talking politics in the 10. I'm not going to be around for that. I'm there to watch football. I have a job to do. And that's not the place to have any sort of debate like that. Not that anyone can have a debate anymore because rational thinking's dead. Anyway, but when I watch practice, I don't care about Jarrett Stidham was 4 for 4 and 7-on-7. I'm watching technique. And I will tell you, Vele has better technique than Marvin Mims does. And Vele's a rookie. Now, 7th rounder, whatever, but like Vele needs to learn leverage. There was a play, and I think I might have already described it, so forgive me. But there was a play where Vele was up against Abrams Drain, and he's got the size advantage. So it ended up being a touchdown, but Vele had to he made it so hard on himself because he didn't separate from Abrams Drain, who's little, until the very end where he just kind of outjumped him, which I guess is good, but also he didn't understand inside versus outside leverage, and he just ran right where the defender had an extra defender, which is called the sideline, but Abrams Drain didn't run him out of bounds. He just kind of herded him down the sideline, and then Vele was able to get it at the end. So people would say, hey, that was a 1 pass from Jarrett Stidham and 1 catch for Devon Vele and 1 touchdown for Vele and Stidham. I go, you get against someone because Abrams Drain's a rookie. You get against someone that knows what to do with leverage. That's incomplete. He's not even going to get thrown to because he's not open. He doesn't get open, but he has better separation ability than Marvin Mims does from his route running, and he doesn't even understand leverage yet. It's something when I talked to him on Thursday, I asked Vele, because Courtland Sutton understands. Somebody tweeted out the play. I should grab it and then put it in here. But Sutton was going up against Surtain, and Surtain gave him inside leverage. He took it away, and Surtain set him up for the second move, right? It's like basketball. Make you go left. Well, I can go left. Now I'm going to have a crossover. And then Surtain was expecting the second move, so he showed him leverage, got him to go where he wanted. Then Sutton gave him 1 move, and Surtain was ready because he understood leverage, and he was just baiting him with, I believe it was inside leverage at the time. Sutton had a 3rd move. So Surtain's like, bait you, got you. Oh, God, he got me. Because he actually came back for the ball. That was the 3rd move. So it was inside, downfield, turn your hips, and then come back to the ball. And it was completion. Sutton dotted the sideline. That's understanding how to get separation. That's understanding how to make a play. And that's where Sutton needs to teach Vele that. And Mims has got to pick it up because Tim Patrick is exciting. So damn exciting tonight. See him catch those passes from Bo Nix. In fact, tonight I'll go through the box score. Timmy Pats, 4 catches, 30 yards, 1 touchdown. Greg Dulcich, couple of catches there. Look good. Courtland Sutton, 1 catch for 23 yards. Looking good. But it's okay. Tim Patrick, Courtland Sutton, Josh Reynolds. Now I guess we're to Marvin Mims, but only by default. Where's Vele in there? Are you going to Vele more than Mims? Like right now, Vele would deserve more targets and snaps than Mims. But Mims was your second rounder. So again, the Troy Franklin stuff, I think people need to put it away. 2025. Troy Franklin looks like this. And remember, the focus issues I need to see, and I won't give away too much. I need to see those focus issues that the team is working with him on to be cleaned up. I believe in his natural ability. I believe in his speed and his cancer and his ability to make a big play out of nothing, basically, because of his speed. And he does understand angles, back to the angles conversation. But like Marvin Mims needs to do it right now. And I know he's a Pro Bowl return man. Cool. But is that all? Is that all? I mean, and it's no shame against that. Obviously, very important and a big part of the game. And Marvin Mims probably win you a game this year with a big return or a big return touchdown. Marvin Mims can win you a game. But wouldn't it be nice if he was a better receiver? And I'll still give him another year after this one, but you want to see more, and you haven't. So with Troy Franklin, you want to see more, but he's also a rookie, doesn't know what he's doing yet. Okay. Got some focus things. Okay. They're working on it. We'll see. We'll see. DMC, I celebrate Bo Nix's entire catalog. You're damn right. Damn right. Love to see it. Love to see it. David, turn off the lights. The quarterback competition is over. We're a mile high, and so am I. If I'm going to quote, oh my God, Dandy Don Meredith, right? Because he would start singing Turn Off the Lights at the end of football games. Remember? Am I super old? Maybe. Anyway. Dave, it's Bo for the next 15 plus years. God, I hope that. I hope that. Brad, Cecil, you've got to cut your hair and look like a 40-something for anyone to take you or 1043 seriously. Thanks. The hair stuff trips me out. I'd be like, cut your hair. Like, oh, okay. Like, I'm sorry you're so offended. Like, trigger warning for Brad. It's called my hair. I've had a high and tight flat top for almost my entire life. Now I grow my hair out and everyone's like, I don't know if I can trust this guy. He looks like a hooligan. Hey, anyway, back to the good conversation. Would you sit Nick's? Yeah. Yep. Nick's does not play. He's in bubble wrap for 3 weeks. That's it. I'm salivating on the draft picks, watching them. That's right, Willie. That's for sure. Tinge Rick. Sorry. Tinger Tack, Tiggy Tack says this because I can read and speak English. Tindrick or Tinger Ick. I don't know. Which one do you guys like? Nix has been the clear winner every day. So because he said the magic word, I've got to put that up and I'll take the comment off so you can see it as well. Every day with the meatballs and the pasta. That's right, Vic Fangio. Although Vic probably wouldn't even care if he had a quarterback like Bo Nix. He'd just be like, what's my defense doing? All right. Done with him. Done with that. Back to your comments. I got about 10 minutes left. And he's ready. He's ready. That's for sure. Mike with the awesome pocket presence. Yep. You can see that. Again, that's where his calm factor comes in. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. An athlete's ability to make plays with a calm mind is the number one asset for all athletes. You have to be calm when you have chaos swirling around you. And that's why Disbanded Brotherhood says Bo is ready. That's right. Bo is ready. Why is SP putting off the inevitable? If not now, when? The locker room's already bought in. Guys will tell you in an interview, and guys will tell you without the interview. I usually like to talk to players either after an interview, like off the record, and I haven't been able to do it. We'll see if we can get some extra people to help us in the locker room. But what I like to do is I like to go to talk to players without any sort of recorder at all. I don't need to record it. I'm not there for that. I mean, I kind of am now, at least last year I was, getting footage or whatever. Like, that's cool. But my job, one of my favorite things is just talking to players off the record. And tell me what you think. And I won't have a recorder out. Usually talk about Jordans or anything else, and then eventually get to like, hey, what do you think? On and off the record, all these guys buy into Bo. And not because of like it's Sean Payton's guy and this was inevitable and whatever. Like, no. These guys all genuinely, I think that's a word we need to put out there tonight, every night. Genuinely are excited about Bo Nix. You guys have genuine excitement and hope. But the guys in the locker room, on and off the record, they're enamored with Bo. Jarrett Stidham is a nice guy. He tells jokes. Makes fun of people that drive Teslas, whatever. Like, Jarrett Stidham's a pretty funny guy. But I said it the other day when they had the quarterbacks a week or so ago after a bad day of practice. One quarterback was at the podium telling jokes, and one quarterback was at the podium pissed off. Give me the guy that's pissed off, and that was Bo Nix. Give me the guy that wasn't happy with a bad day of practice. And again, nothing against Jarrett. I don't even really care, but it's just that's your backup. It's not about him. He doesn't have that ability to raise you the way that Bo Nix can raise this team. George says, Stidham's game is so slow and boring. I'll say this, the exciting plays are a little further apart with Jarrett Stidham than what they are with Bo Nix. That's for sure. Nate, who is Cecil's team? I don't really have one anymore. The Shield, the NFL is my team. I mean, again, I know some people get pissed off because I grew up a Steelers fan. That's because I like to be different. And growing up poor, I've told the story a million times. Growing up poor, we'd go to secondhand stores in Greeley, and in the 80s and 90s, when I was in high school, in the 90s, like, nobody had Broncos stuff at a secondhand store because you get it so I had like a Terry Bradshaw jersey I wore for like a quarter in 1990. I was wearing something from, 1977. Lynn Swan jersey, had a Franco Harris jersey. So yeah. And CU at the time, CU was way more popular. If Biggie's still in the chat room, chime in, Biggie, but like, CU was way more popular to us high schoolers in the 90s than the Broncos. So when all those guys went to Pittsburgh, Chad Brown and Deion Figures, receiver Charles Johnson, Joel Steed, I'm sure I'm missing some, but like, it was just like CU Pittsburgh campus. So it was easy to continue to root for Cordell. There's one I missed, right? It was easy to continue that kind of love for the Buffaloes as they went to play professionally. But like, as an analyst, I don't think you should be a fan, because then when the Broncos and Steelers play, if I'm a Steelers fan, can I really tell you, or am I a fan? And again, I've kind of lost you've lost that love and feeling. I've lost that feeling of like a fan, like the craziness. Because as a fan, you can be crazy. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm a fan. They're going to the Super Bowl. I'm a fan. I've lost that part because, again, I don't think it's genuine. If I came on here and been like, well, and I picked them to beat the Steelers. I think Mace picked the Steelers to beat them. And again, I said it months ago. I don't think Russell Wilson's a starter week 1, but whatever. David says 2 things. Walton Group got it right when they hired Sean Payton. Payton's got this team pointed in the right direction. And that's the thing. Like, you don't have a meddlesome ownership group the way you do in Carolina. Or the way you do in Dallas. You have an ownership group that says, who's the best we're going to get? Okay, we got you. Here's a bunch of money. Here's a bunch of expectations. Now go do what you're supposed to, or else we'll go find somebody else. Make no mistake about it. And I've heard people say, like, Sean Payton's got no pressure. Bull. You know what? He's got pressure. He's got pressure. He's well paid for that pressure. But do not think that the Walton Penner Group's just going to have Sean Payton around forever if this team doesn't win. And Sean Payton knows that. He's fully aware of that. So, yeah, they got it right. And now they're backing their guy up. What do you need? Look what they did. They paid Russell Wilson to go away. So if you're thinking you have, like, I don't know about these owners, they paid Russell Wilson to go away. A lot of money to go away. So, yeah, they got it right. They're on the right track. And Sean Payton's their guy. Now they're backing him. And this is what happens. He's mature and prepared. That is exactly right. Let Bo live and learn. Yep. Do that. Yeah. Viana. I hope I got that right. Brandon Johnson may have gotten his way out of the roster today. I'm sad about it. Yeah. It's just, there's so much talent, right? I just talked about those receivers. I talked about Marvin Mims. I talked about Troy Franklin. I didn't even get to Brandon Johnson or Jalen Virgil, Michael Bandy, David Sills. Like, there's really good players. They're just going to have to put on the practice squad or get rid of them. Nick's just has that it factor. That's right, Matt. It's the it factor. Philip says, first time messaging, team in general from the third team looking like they're having so much fun. That's a big thing. When you're young, hungry, and humble, you don't know you're not supposed to be good. The rest of the world thinks the Broncos suck. Well, they don't. They don't think that. And as I often tell my friends, what you think about, you bring about. Like, be careful what you think. Be careful what you say, words or spells. But it's like, you go in that locker room and there's been some questions tossed around. I believe my buddy Chris Thomason from the Denver Gazette, shout out Chris, has kind of asked a few of these, like, well, hey, the national media thinks you guys suck. Nobody cares. Like, legitimately, nobody cares. In that locker room, boy, the Broncos, Pro Football, ESPN had them ranked. They were the millionth worst. There's never been a worse roster in the history of the league. Those guys don't care. They're not listening. They're not having it. So, young, humble, and hungry, and not knowing you're not supposed to be good right now. I think that's an asset, because I believe Steve Levy said it tonight. That's dangerous. It's dangerous when you have a team that has talent, unproven talent, but they have talent and they don't know you're supposed to win 5 games this year. They don't know that. Watch them win 10. I've got them at 9. I think 9's a possibility. If they win 8, don't at me, bro. If they win 7, don't at me, bro. If they win less than 5, sure. Your guys said they win 9. I see talent. I don't see depth defensively in the secondary. That's a problem. But I see talent, and I believe in Sean Payton, and I believe that Bo Nix can run what Sean Payton wants to do. They're going to run the hell out of the ball. They're going to play swarming defense. They're going to have waves of pass rushers. Again, watching Nick Bonito and Jonah Ellis compete to get to the quarterback first. They're like having a race. It's like watching kids play, seniors play against freshmen. That was fun to watch. Fun to watch. That's for sure. And they're having fun, as Philip points out in the chat room. So that's good. Sharon says, let Bo sink or swim. Steven says, cut it out. We know you're a Broncos fan. It's why you're emotional when we do terrible, like after the Miami game. Yeah, a lot of you guys liked seeing me lose my mind after the Miami game. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But I'm not a Broncos fan. Like, again, my family's Broncos fans, and it's a lot more fun. I used to make fun. I used to go to the combine, sit down with my man, John Clayton, and I would just sit there and clown on, my buddy at the time, Ryan O'Halloran. He works now. He covers Buffalo. Used to cover the Broncos, but he covered the Jaguars before that. And I just clown everybody that didn't cover a team like the Broncos, because the Broncos were always good, except for the last 7 years. But so I just go around to these league events and be like, how's that covering Blaine Gabbert, huh? And now I've had to do that for 7 years. But yeah, not a Broncos fan. I do get emotional because I care. The generative principle is care. Like, I care about this team. I care about you guys. I care about our audience growing on YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, I care. And it's just better when they're good. It's more fun to go in that locker room when they're good than when they're bad. And then Mike points out what I say here. Game mechanics are what you're looking for in a preseason game, not the competition. Right. Oh, my buddy Ken. What's up, Ken? And then Matt says SP's holding back smiles during the presser. Bo's got elite feet. Yeah. And when JT O'Sullivan got back at me on Twitter and he was like, you have no concerns? I said, well, I haven't seen the feet problem. I saw a feet problem with Drew Locke almost his entire career. Told his dad about it first week of training camp when he was a rookie. And Andy came up to me and said, what does he need to work on? I was like, get his feet better, get his feet right. And he never did. He did in Seattle. And, you know, I hope it works out for Drew wherever he's at. But like when JT O'Sullivan asked me, like, you have no concerns about his feet? I'm like, no, I haven't seen it. Like there's a tell when he's under center in Detroit mission control. I'll call you out, buddy. But he always asks me, like, is the tell still there? I'm not saying what it is because, and I'm sure defenses already know because they've seen it and they've studied the film. So Bo Nix has like one thing to work on in his footwork, and it's from when he's under center. When he's under shotgun, when he's in the shotgun, his feet are fine. He can throw off platform. I appreciate when he throws on platform, even if he has to take a hit, because you don't throw off platform unless it's absolutely necessary. Like the game against the Colts, when it's 3rd and 10, he throws a 22-yard strike to Courtland Sutton, rolling to his left and throwing on this as off platform as you could possibly get. And Bo Nix made that throw. He made that play. So I appreciate that he can do that. I don't want him to do that. Just all the, that's Jay Cutler, like back foot type of stuff. Drew Locke did that too. That comes with arm arrogance. Bo Nix doesn't have arm arrogance because he doesn't have the rocket arm. His arm's plenty strong, but he doesn't have the rocket. Joey says this one's for Cecil. Oh God, I hope so. So there you go. Just going through the chat room. And Clark said, I'm excited. Yep, I'm excited. Chris says, looking forward to the home opener. It will be great. Yep. SP just ripped on D-Mac's question. He'll do that time and again. I haven't seen the press conference, obviously, because I've been doing this, but I will watch it, and then I'll see. And it happens, like, whatever. If you haven't gotten ripped up in a press conference, you haven't asked enough questions. And it happens to all of us. So anyone trying to dunk on me for the Lucas Kroll question, like, oh yeah, okay. I know I saw Tyler out at training camp. He's like, we were making fun of you. Okay. Do you feel better? Right? Like it happens to all of us, right? So whatever. I'm over it. But yeah, SP is going to rip on some of your stuff. He's going to rip on some of your questions, no matter who it is. 2 bricks shy of a load says, didn't see Happy Feet this week. It's true. You saw better footwork. So again, back to my previous comments, Bo Nix takes what he learned and then he learns quick and then he fixes it and he doesn't make the same mistake twice. He's the guy. He's the guy. Clark says pocket awareness hasn't been this good since Elway. Seriously, I'll throw in Payton. That's for sure. There you go. Stidham is a slappy. Stidham's too funny to be a slappy. Although Trevor was fun too, and I always called him a slappy. And then he'd call himself a slappy in front of me, and that was awkward. But Trevor was always good to me. It's like Monte Ball. Monte was always good to me, even though the second day of training camp this year, I said C.J. Anderson's the best running back they have. And even that night of the draft, I was in New York City at Radio City Music Hall, and they pick Monte Ball. I did not like the pick at all. So I'm losing my mind on the air, like some of you like. And so I'm like, this is terrible. What are they doing? Why do they take this guy? And he's used up in Wisconsin and blah, blah, blah. And my producer gets in my ear because I'm in New York City. And he goes, hey, Monte's been on hold waiting to talk to you. And so I did the very awkward transition from complaining about the pick to, hey, go to that Johnson Auto Plaza hotline. It's Monte Ball. Monte, welcome to Denver. And he was always nice to me. So when I may not like a player that's picked when they're still nice, even though they may know, like, oh, that's the guy that doesn't like me, then I appreciate that. Doesn't always happen. Donald Stevenson wanted to kick my ass, so much so the Broncos media PR had to lie to him about where I was at. So, QB. Is this the guy? Toby asked, is this the guy? I believe he is the guy because he's the fit. He's the fit. The kid has the stuff. Yeah, it factor, the stuff, the sauce, whatever you want to say. DMC saying Super Bowl 50 was the last time the Broncos were any fun. Yeah. Yeah. Denver Dave asks if my win count changes. Well, it's already pretty high because it's at 9. So I would not change it from 9. I just feel better about the 9, especially now when you see like the problems with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin's a wizard, but he's dealing with crap and Justin Fields at the quarterback position. So it's like, all right, I would ask the people that don't have 9, because I believe I have the highest of anyone on the fan. And we are Denver Sports, and we are where you go for Broncos information and all that. And I appreciate everyone out there for that. But like, does it change my win count? No, it's a couple preseason games. I feel good about Bo. But I'm already high at 9. So, going 10, whatever. No, I think 9's good. 8, whatever, but 9's good. Coach said the band sounds real good, referring to Bo Nix starting. Yeah, good. They got the quarterback they can believe in, and he's getting people excited with his play. That's right. That is correct. DMC still didn't say anything from Franklin. Yeah. Mark, can I just say screw the Chiefs? You can say something else. May not be able to put it on the screen, but yeah. I did see patience and relax. I think there were some nerves last week with Bo, and then that's about it. Rowport, Bo dominated today. That's right. So there you go. Just checking out your chat room before I'm out of here, and appreciate you guys for jumping on. Clayton, smash the like button and share. That's right. So any other questions that you have, you could throw them in. Also, just throw them to me at Twitter. I'm going to write some articles and rewatch the game probably once tonight and then once again tomorrow. Hopefully the coach's tape is up on Exos quickly, which it usually is, so I can watch that and see that. This feels like preseason 1983 with hope. Tommy says, wish you had a podcast, homie. Well, Tommy, I appreciate that. And I actually do. It's called The Audible. I've been going since 2006. It's fantasy football, but Bloom and I do regular football, real football. In Orange and Blue today, of course, you can catch her on YouTube Monday through Friday. So we appreciate you there for that. And I love this one from Beavis. Sean Payton plus Bo Nix, a thing of beauty. That's right. Fred. Bo knows Sean Payton's offense. Very low panic offense. I like that from Snarky. Is that Snarky J? It's a YouTube joke. Everyone, Victory Lap Bo knows. Saw it work today. That's right. Who listens to this guy? Me? Oh, I don't know. I can name quite a few people, but whatever. Again, just make fun of my hair. That really works really well. Yeah, people complaining about Russ. Yeah, Russ was terrible for the Steelers. See, Denver Dave gets it. May Sing. It's from Archer. Rick says, lose the orange clown pants. No way. Rick, I've been waiting for the Broncos to have orange pants since the last time they wore them in like 76 or something. Whatever the year was. Bo Nix, you're my hero. Oh, yeah. C-Doc bringing up the Javonte thing. Yeah, because in May, he was overweight and out of shape and looked sluggish. Even Mike Kliss on the broadcast tonight said, entering training camp, you thought he was battling Samaje Perine for the final roster spot. So for all the people like C-Doc 84, He also said Javonte might not be on the team. Yeah, because I was there in May and June, and Javonte looked like crap. Now he looks better because he lost 11 pounds because Sean Payton, who also saw May minicamp, June mandatory minicamp, he saw Javonte. There's a reason why. Like, that's the blessing and the curse. Because I've gotten some of this Javonte stuff. Not that it draws an ire from me, because one, I don't care. But like, no, we have to go on the information, because there's people that said, oh, this Javonte stuff is overblown. Well, you weren't at mandatory minicamp. Even people in the Denver media, there's like, oh, this Javonte stuff's overblown. You were not there. I'll call you out. I might even do it by name. You were not at mandatory minicamp every day. You were not at OTAs every day. I was. Javonte looked like crap. Sean Payton said, I want this guy, meaning he wanted the slimmer version. Javonte listened, lost 11 pounds, stopped eating after 7. Let me finish. I stopped eating after 6. But anyway, like, so the information is new. So you could be like C-Doc and just be like, it has to be one way the entire time. Or you could say, well, why is Javonte slow and sluggish and overweight? And then a month later, didn't see him for a month. He lost the weight and then he looks good. So it's new information. So either we can cover our eyes and say Javonte's the greatest ever, even when he's fat and sluggish and looks like crap, and then have new information and say Javonte looks really good, which is what all of us have been saying. So C-Doc, it's not just me who said that. I was the first to say it because I think about this stuff all the time. So I love this one. Because again, it's not about me or what people like or don't like about me or my hair or whatever. It's about Bo. Eric says this. He comes out of the huddle like he's been in the NFL for 10 years. I did not expect that kind of poise so early preseason or not. I like that a lot. I really like that a lot because the poise is what you see there for sure. All your motions and fakes tied together. Yep. Okay. Cody Barton, huge upgrade. Actually saw Cody do some good things in run defense. His coverage is sometimes hit and miss, but man, he says Cliff might be right about the Broncos going 11-6. Maybe he is. Hell, we'd all take it, right? I got him at 9 wins. People think I'm crazy. So there you go. Can tell the Broncos players are all in. That's right. They're all in with Payton. And they're all in with Bo. Victory lap. Where's Saucy Mace? I hope Saucy Mace is okay, but he's in the locker room right now. And Mike, praying for my friend. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Appreciate the prayers. It's been a tough time this summer for sure, but appreciate the people that have reached out. And as Dennis says, always grateful. Always grateful. Yep. Matt talking about the culture. Yep. It's culture. It's different. It's expectations. It's different now. And I dig that. I dig that a lot. All right. I'm way behind in the chat room as I'm trying to scroll here. But thank you all for coming out. As someone who kind of runs the YouTube channel, it's very important that we continue to increase our subscriber count. So if you've liked this show, if you love Orange Blue Today or Coffee Break or anything that we post on our Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, totally not clustered word together. Denversports.com, 104.3 The Fan, blah, 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 blah. If you love what we do, please subscribe. About 48% of you that watch are not subscribed. So do me a favor. Maybe you like me. Maybe you don't like me. I'm fine. I got big shoulders. It's okay. But help us out on YouTube by like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. And I always thank Sasha from Casually Comics because I ripped off the outro from her. Anyway, but my outro is always this one. It's over. It's over. The quarterback competition is over. It's time for Bo Nix. Let's flippin' go. I'm Cecil Lammey saying thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. and stay frosty.